Okay, so I just got another box in. So right here, oh man, got about 400 shirts that I need to knock out today. Today's Thursday. Need to have them done by Friday. Might have a few hours tomorrow to button up, but I don't finish today. But for the most part, all this needs to go out today, and I'm just not feeling it right now. What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another edition of King Print. In today's video, I wanted to show you how I do a 4-color print with the white underbase. So technically it's going to be a 5-color print. And what I'm doing here is adding the white underbase to lay the colors on top. Now in the final print, you're not going to see any white. The white is just so the colors can lay on top and you have a nice vibrant color. One thing to remember is when you're going through the consultation with your customer and you have a print like this, you're going to want to let them know that it's going to be 5 colors, because they're going to tell you, it's 4 colors. It's, this color, that color. What I have here is I have blue, yellow, green, and pink. So they're thinking, okay, it's those 4 colors, but you're gonna want to throw that white underbase on there just to make that color pop. They might tell you, okay, well, I don't want to throw a white underbase on there because, it's gonna be more expensive. You got to let them know, okay, well, we can do that, but I'm pretty sure you're not gonna be, happy with the results of the shirt, with the outcome, because it's gonna look dull. It's gonna look, kind of dingy. The color's not gonna pop as much as you were to with that white underbase, and it's just going to be one pass of white. You don't need to do 2 passes because, like I said, you're not going to see the white at all. The white is just that underbase that's going to keep all the colors from bleeding into the shirt. And every other color is also going to be 1 pass. Now if you didn't do that underbase, you're going to have to go 2 passes of each color, and what that's going to do is going to waste more ink and waste more time, because you're flashing everything twice. And another thing what you got to remember is now your palette is heating up a lot more because you're flashing everything more, so your palette is getting a lot hotter. So when the palette gets hot or too hot, that spray tack starts to loosen up a little bit. So now your image is going to start moving, and on top of that, you're more prone to getting dry ink into your screen, because your ink is so hot. You go in with the second pass, now that ink is going to kind of cure onto your screen. So there's a lot of different reasons why you want to do that white underbase, so just keep that in mind. So what I have here is 12 shirts, and I charge $15 a shirt. A little bit expensive, but you got to remember it's a 5-color print. Now that's going to do 2 things when you tell the customer, the price. I know sometimes, when you're starting out, or, whatever it is, you're like, okay, well, I don't want to overcharge because, I want to get the order. I don't want to deter the customer. But when you think about it, you're not overcharging. What it is they're paying for your time, basically, because what's happening here is you have 5 colors, so you have 5 screens, so you have 5 transfers, you have all that artwork, you got to expose these screens. Okay, now when you're done, you don't throw these screens away, you gotta wash these screens out. So now you got 5 screens to wash. So that's a lot of time right there. And for only 12 shirts, you don't want to come out making 50-60 bucks on this order, because you could have been doing something better with your time. So you're gonna want to remember to charge correctly. Don't underbid. So like I said, what that's gonna do is you're either gonna make more money, or that's gonna deter the customer and be like, no, well, I'm gonna kind of shop around and see, what else I can do. If I can find someone cheaper, okay, fine. That gets them off your back now, and now you can go into something else and make more money. Spend your time, making more money a different way. So that's something you're gonna want to remember. So here, what I'm doing, I'm changing that color, that 5th color. Also, what I want to mention is not all inks are gonna be the same as far as thickness and brand. You might have one brand that your black is gonna be real thick, and then there's gonna be another brand with your black being, you know, very thin. Typically, you know, your lighter colors are going to be thinner. For example, black typically is thin. You know, your bright pinks, bright yellows, bright greens, stuff like that. The lighter colors are going to be thinner. When you have a good ink, like for example, I have this bright yellow, which is a house brand where I get all my materials from. I haven't seen a yellow like this. Like, it's very bright, but it's thick. So that yellow I'd probably be able to do without an underbase. This green I wouldn't be able to do without an underbase. At the end of the video, I'm gonna show you the difference with and without the underbase. See how nice that looks with that 4-color? I mean, it just pops right out at you. So I'm burning through these pretty good. I've had people tell me, well, since you can do a 5-color on a 4-color press, you surely can do 8-color process print on a 4-color press, and that's not going to be the case. The reason is you have those very fine halftones that need to be lined up, you know, precisely. Here you have a little bit of margin of error, which you're not going to see too much, but on those on the process print, you're gonna see that, you know, if you're off even by, you know, a millimeter, you're gonna see it's not gonna look right. Also, you don't want to be changing you know, 8 screens, lining them up every 4 shirts. That's gonna be, you know, too much. And even if I had a 8-head press, I wouldn't do process print jobs, just because on the process print jobs, you're not going to take those jobs unless you have orders of 100 or more. And if you have orders of 100 or more, you're typically going to charge less for the orders. So if I'm charging less, I don't want to be doing more work. Anytime a customer comes in and asks me if I can do a picture or a process print or anything like that, you know, I'll try to steer them in another direction, you know, make different attempts to get them to change their artwork a little bit just so I can keep the order. But if they're dead set on that, you know, I'm gonna have to pass it up, just because, you know, I like the easy money. And not that screen printing is easy by any means or stretch of the imagination, but, you know, I like going the easy route, the path of least resistance, you know. So, you know, I don't like making more work for myself when I don't have to. I'm busy enough as it is, you know. So if you're in the market for a press, click the link in my description. There's a press from Amazon for $149, and I believe it's free shipping, so don't pass that up. Or if you want to go the route of heat transfer, I also have a link for a vinyl plotter, which you can also do, you know, vinyl decals on. You know, it's a pretty nice unit because you can do a lot of different things with it. So don't forget to check that out. As you can see here, what I'm doing the 4-color print without the white underbase. And if you're doing a job like this at any time, just remember that you're gonna want to change out the lightest screen you have, or the lightest 2 screens you have, because if you try to do it on a dark screen, it's going to be harder to line up because you're not going to see the image through that dark ink. So you just remember to do the lightest screens. Don't forget, like I said, to check out the link in the description. I have that link from Amazon to get that 4-color press for $149, which is crazy cheap. I would have liked to get that when I was starting out, but there was nothing that cheap, you know. On the left side here, what I have is I have the 4-color print without the white underbase on the right. I have with the underbase. As you can see, it's kind of hard to tell because it's dark, but on the left you can see that green kind of bleeds a little bit more than on the right. It kind of, you know, pops out and is vibrant. Also on the yellow, you can tell a lot more in person, but you can kind of see here the yellow is a little bit more dull on the left. The right, it's going to pop out at you a little bit more. So that's gonna be one thing to remember. Even when you're not doing, you know, your 4-color print, you're doing, you know, a 2-color print where you have, for example, a white and red, you're gonna want to overlay that red with that underbase, because if not, you're gonna have to go back, you know, 3 passes, 4 passes of red, because it's bleeding in a little bit. So that's something you're going to want to remember. As you can see here, this looks like, I mean, it looks neon almost. It looks like it's popping out at you. So just to recap, $180 order, all in, about 60 bucks, made about 120 bucks, hour and a half, 2 hours at most. So, you know, not a bad few hours work. You can definitely turn this into a full-time job, or if you just want to do it on the side and keep your daytime job. So anyway, thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe and check out the next one.